Hello again, and welcome to i-nastava. My name is Helga Kraljik, and today we will continue our talk about sustainability. In today's lesson, you will define globalization as well as its relationship with sustainability. You will then read an article about factors that have contributed to globalization and translate its main points into Croatian. You will also be asked to reflect on globalization. For this lesson, you will need your notebook, something to write with, and a smartphone or laptop with internet connection. In order to do some exercises, you will have to pause the video. When you see the pause button on the screen, it'll be your signal to pause the recording in order to do some exercises. I'm pretty sure you've heard of the 3 R's rule before, and that it is to be applied before you throw something away. However, what do the 3 R's stand for? It is vital that all of us help cut down on the amount of waste we throw away on a daily basis. In doing so, we will conserve natural resources, landfill space, and energy. We need to apply the 3 R's rule. We need to reduce, reuse, and recycle. How does this picture represent the 3 R's rule? The easiest way to apply it is to reuse products for the same purpose, like paper and plastic bags. That is, however, not the case here. Here the shoe has been reused in a different way. This can take up some of your time and may require creativity. Some people do this as a free time activity, while others make a living out of it. What do you think of these examples of repurposing our waste? Can you identify the items being reused here? The old tires, some plastic bags, and of course my old bike. Pause the video and give some more examples of repurposing materials. You will now listen to a student talking about the 3 R's principle. While listening, you should take notes. You should take at least 2 notes for each R and also write the advice you will get in the end. If necessary, you can pause the video while listening, or you may even listen to it twice.
The 3 R's are the foundations of environmental stewardship. These simple concepts are a good place to start when teaching environmental issues to young children. Practicing the 3 R's helps with conservation of energy and resources as well as landfill diversion. Let's take a look at each in more detail. Reduce. Being environmentally conscious eventually leads to the next step, being proactive in daily life. When buying products at the store, it helps to think about what kind of effects the product is having on the environment. Sometimes we purchase items that we don't really need. Other times, we purchase items that have more packaging than is necessary. When we make decisions with these issues in mind, we're using our power as consumers to be proactive in helping the environment. Simply put, reducing means producing less waste, consuming less and consciously avoiding products with unnecessary packaging. Reducing is the most effective of the 3 R's. Tips to help you reduce your waste. First, avoid items that are excessively and needlessly packaged. Second, buy reusable coffee filters and cloth napkins. Avoid paper or foam plates and cups. And third, avoid plastic bags. Carry reusable bags for your shopping trips. The second most effective strategy for environmental stewardship is to reuse. Before throwing something in the garbage, it helps to think about how that item might be reused. It might be reused for the same purpose, or it might be reused in a different way. For example, Newspaper can be used as wrapping paper or cushioning for packaged items. Can this be reused? This is a great question to ask before throwing something in the garbage or the recycling bin. What's old to you might be new to someone else. On the same note, you might be able to find something you need at a second-hand store. When we reuse each other's goods, we save them from going to the landfill and we save energy and resources that would otherwise go to making new products. Tips to help you reuse items. First, save and reuse scrap paper for writing notes and always try to write on both sides of paper. Second, use refillable containers like Tupperware or reusable mugs and rechargeable batteries. Moreover, wash and reuse plastic food storage bags and heavy aluminum. And lastly, donate unwanted clothing to charities or second-hand clothing stores. Recycle. The last resort is to recycle. Ask yourself if the unwanted item is recyclable or composable. These days, we are recycling more materials than ever. Approximately 50% of household waste can be recycled. When we recycle, we give material a new life and save it from going to the landfill. Materials like glass, plastic, aluminum, and paper can be mass collected, broken or melted down, and made into entirely new products. Tips to help you recycle items. First, donate clothing, furniture, appliances, and electronics to not-for-profit organizations. Second, hold a yard sale to recycle unwanted items. One man's garbage is another man's treasure. Third, place all recyclable items in the blue box for weekly collection. Before you throw anything in a garbage, make sure to try the 3 R's first. The garbage should be your last resort after you've tried the 3 R's and there is no other option.
You can compare your notes to these notes here. Should you have any more questions, talk to your virtual classroom teacher. Have a good look at these pictures now. What do they all have in common? Why and how do they bring people together? It is about globalization. It does bring people together, and it is all about the rapid spread of things, people, cultures, and even values. Have you ever heard of this expression? What does it mean? It means that all parts of the world are being brought together by many factors. Name at least 3 factors in terms of transport, communication, economy, and so on that you think have contributed to this process. So, pause the video, copy this expression in your notebook, and write at least 3 factors that bring the world together. Think about what globalization means to you. Copy this table in your notebooks. For now, you will be filling in just the second column. You will need to write 3 thoughts or ideas you have now about globalization, 2 questions you might have connected to it, and finally, you will write 1 analogy about globalization. You can use a metaphor here, for example. It's been argued that globalization simply cannot be avoided, that it has become an integral part of our lives. Watch the video here and answer the question, why can't we refuse globalization? When you finish, list 5 more examples from your everyday life similar to ones in the video. Go to bit.ly globalization all around us or scan the code to access the video. We have already mentioned factors that have contributed to globalization. I think we will all agree that rapid improvement in technology is one of them. Let's find out more about others. Some of the most important globalization drivers are outlined below. You will read a text about selection of key aspects of globalization. You are asked to help your friends who are writing a paper on factors that influence globalization. They need your help with this article because they don't speak English. You will read the text and take notes in Croatian. While reading, you will need to choose at least 3 key aspects of globalization and take at least 2 notes for each. In doing so, you will need to make sure that all of the facts are presented reliably and clearly, that you indeed chose 3 aspects and wrote 2 notes for each, that you translated the terminology well, and that your notes are clear and accurate. Now, go to bit.ly Factors of Globalization or scan the code to access the text. Before submitting your work to your teacher, check if you've covered all the main points we discussed earlier. Let us go back to this table that you already have in your notebooks. Now that we've discussed globalization to a greater detail, your responses to it may have changed. Now you will be filling in the 3rd column. Write again 3 thoughts or ideas about globalization, 2 questions you may still have, and let's see if your analogy has changed. That would be all for today. Bye.